What's going on, folks? Cordero Simmons back. I know it has been a while, forever and a day. I am still here. I'm alive and well. I just had a lot of things going on in the background that I really don't feel like getting into. You know, life. I'm almost 30 years old, so things happen. But I just want to update you guys on all the tanks. Right now I'm standing in my bedroom because I'm going to work my way from the top to the bottom. Let's go. Okay guys, so for starters, I am going to talk about the smallest tanks in my bedroom. These are the 1 gallon Betta cubes. They have been here for about 3 weeks now, and everything has been going perfectly fine. I've been feeding them, I've been topping them off. I even had to put these lids on because it gets so warm in the room that the water evaporates like 2 to 3 inches in just a matter of a couple days. But just today on my lunch break, guys, I come up here and my girlfriend mentions, or she asked me, is that a roach on the floor? And I'm like, no, it can't be. I mean, it's wintertime. I mean, I know we live in the woods, but that just can't be, not right now. You guys, my Betta jumped out this little sliver of an opening and landed on the floor. How that happened, I don't know, or why it happened, I have no idea. I'm gonna say a ghost did it because like last week, we heard some tapping over here that sounded like literally those 3 taps. Well, I just did 4, but it was 3 taps and it sounded just like that. Didn't we, babe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. We started praying and everything. We really got spooked about that one. But yeah, guys, like, how does that happen? You guys see that opening. I mean, granted, she can fit through there, but why? She's a jumper. I've had open top Betta tanks forever. That never ever happens. But moving over, this is the Niso aquarium that you guys remember that used to be my snail tank, then it turned into my Coolie Loach tank and neon tetra tank, and now I finally got it under control. There used to be so much brown algae all over this thing, but I finally have gotten it under control. You see, I have some white cloud minnows, some Siamese algae eaters. All of my platy offspring are in there, along with a dojo loach and 2 koi catfish. I want to say those guys played the most part, like swimming through the plants, and you know how they do, they brush through things and they kind of get everything off. So this tank is actually thriving right now. I'm about to come in here and dress up a few things and replant some things because it's kind of getting a little wild, as you can see. And I need to top it off because this is an open top tank. So let's do that real quick. Okay folks, so now that I am done messing with that tank, we can move downstairs. But first I want to show you guys something I started working on like a little while ago, and now it's turned into a thing. I have these terrariums. Hold on, let me turn my ISO down. Okay, yeah, so I got into the terrarium hobby not too long ago, and crazily, I like it. I mean, I wouldn't consider it too far off from aquascaping, but yeah, these things have turned into, I guess, a little thing of mine. And now I have made it, you know, something that I enjoy doing. Like this one, I even put a little bear in it, like he's trying to get some water or something. That's what that bluestone is. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but yeah, we got some mold on that stick. This is supposed to be a tree back there, but I got some springtails. I ordered some in the mail. I put a few in here, but I think I'm gonna add some more, as well as this smaller one here. This was one of the first ones that I had made, and one of the larger ones, and actually one of the one of the stones fell. You can see it kind of laying right there. That was supposed to be like a little peak in a river valley or whatever. And this one is my favorite one. I actually made an entire video of me making this thing. If you guys are interested in that, or is that something you would like to see, I can throw that time lapse up here. Of course, it's just going to be, you know, some music and the final product. However, I did put it on a little bit on TikTok, and people like it. I'll play it right now. Okay, that was enough. But like I said, guys, this is definitely something that I'm going to continue. If you guys are wondering where the shelf came from, I made it. You guys know I am pretty handy with things. This was just some, what do you call it? Like some whitewood or something from Lowe's. I had 4 pieces and I cut them down to size. Well, actually I only cut one in half, and I cut the middle one like just maybe like an inch or so off each side, so it can fit between, or half an inch on each side, so it can fit in between and be like the secondary smaller terrarium shelf. But yeah, these were some 1x4s. I got some 1x2 trim to actually make the LED light more subtle, and I like it. I didn't put it straight to the wall. I actually don't, you can't see it right now. It's sitting on brackets, but for the moment I didn't want to take away from the overall look by putting screws in the back of it that I didn't want to fill in and, you know, hide them and whatnot. So yep, moving on though. I'm making this video super late at night, so I think my animals in the living room are probably going to be a little upset with me because I'm waking them up, but we must do what we must do. I don't have the fireplace going tonight, unfortunately. That thing burns bright, typically. Turn these lights on in this 55. You guys, I have recorded these takes so many times, so I actually shouldn't even be turning lights on to give you guys footage. As you can see and hear, they are running low. I need to top them off. That just goes to show how fast things evaporate and how busy I am. I mean, my calendar in my bedroom is still on October. I can just tell you guys a little something. But I got this ghost knife, and he was knocked out as well. I'm actually just gonna turn these back off. I feel bad now. But yeah, this 14-gallon cube over here has given me the worst time ever. It started out immaculate, it started out beautiful, and then it turned into I don't know what. But I finally got it under control, and it's looking pretty good right now. So, ooh, I'm like floating off the camera. I gotta do better. I got a new camera, guys, if you haven't noticed, so work with me. Yeah, but anyway, I finally got it taken care of, and I probably turn the lights on every other day. So that can just give you a little perspective of how much I am trying to fight algae. Moving around, this here is the shoot, what do I call it? I guess you can just call it my first terrarium. It's actually supposed to be a, reptile or amphibian tank. Anyway, this thing here turned into my little project, or you can say my first terrarium. I even put a fogger in here. I don't know if you can see that thing right there, but yeah, that's a fogger in a glass beaker. And all the moss I actually just scraped from my backyard, and this is the nerve plant that I planted in here, and wild clovers and all other types of things that you would typically find outside of your backyard or in the forest somewhere are growing in here now. So, that's that. As for Spike, you guys, I was supposed to debut him a long time ago, but he never got the proper introduction, and he is definitely not getting it now. He is falling asleep underneath the hammock. It fell. The suction cups on that thing are worn out from when I had him in the 125. The 125 is no longer there, obviously, as you guys can see that. Getting over, I put the shelf up this past Sunday. Don't focus on my hand, focus on the shelf. I put the shelf up this past Sunday. I ordered this thing that I saw on Jimmy's channel, but crazily, I kind of saw it on Amazon before I saw it on Jimmy's channel. And when I saw that Jimmy had it, I, had to get it for myself. It's gonna hold all the little clippings and, little tiny sprouts that pop up from all my house plants. And I'm just gonna continue to propagate them and keep them going. As you can see up there, I turned one of the previous Betta bowls into a succulent terrarium. I thought that was pretty neat. I don't think I took a picture of it, but yeah, I just had to walk up closer. I don't have a better angle and I don't feel like pulling them down, but I'm just going down the line, showing you guys what I have been up to lately. And I haven't fallen off the face of the earth. These plants are definitely hanging in there. I picked up this fern. It kind of dried out on me. I had it in the bedroom and it was getting entirely too hot. The vent was blowing directly on it and you can see it went terribly. So I actually repotted it in some very moist soil. I watered it. It soaked up as much as it could and I dumped the rest out. And I got another red nerve plant. That thing is immaculately gorgeous. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but it's gonna go somewhere that it can definitely be seen. Let's go to the basement. Ha. So, as of right now, you guys see I am running my water hose from the sink. That is how I do my water changes, or how I top off my tanks in the house in the wintertime. Because, just can't put cold water in everything right now because I do have tropical fish. And now you guys, it's about to get loud in here because there are a bunch of tanks that are on the air pump. I finally got this thing situated. I am so happy, so excited. It's been a long time in the making because I had these great intentions when I first moved to the house. And I'm sorry, I'm snatching you guys away. I just got to tell you a story very quickly. So before I take you guys over to the fish room, I just got to let you know, it's been a long time in the making. Like a serious lesson has been learned. I have lost a ton of fish in the process of just having too many things to do. Having a primary job while also trying to run 2 businesses while having 3 other side hustles. It takes away from you. It takes away from you a lot. You got to set time aside for the things that you want to do, or else it's just not going to work out for you. You're going to start feeling like, you're going to start questioning yourself, like, what am I really doing in life? And, I had to do that to get back to the things that I love doing. So, needless to say, let's go to the fish room. Voila! Here we are. Here we are, the revamped fish room. I don't know if you guys are excited as I am, but it's been a long time in the making. I keep on saying that because it literally has been. just showing off right now. I'll go into detail. Just turning this down so you can see these African cichlids in here. Oh crap, it's 12 o'clock. These lights are shutting off. I gotta pull my phone back out and get things back on. Oh, come on. Before we're in the dark. Come on. Nope. Okay, so that needs to come back on. That needs to come back on. Good Lord. Everything's turning off. That needs to come back on. That needs to come back on. That needs to come back on. Okay, like I said, it's late and I'm filming this video because I needed to get it to you guys. I think it's been 7 months since I posted the last video, and it was just another update talking about what's going on in this fish lab, and I kind of got tired of that. I have, I want to say 33 tanks down here. Hold on, let me do a head count. There are 38 tanks in this fish lab, and only 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and only 8 of them are holding life right now. That is how much livestock that I have lost in the process of not keeping up with this place. I could have done better. I could have done way better, but I had a lot of other things going on. Like I said, guys, life hits, and when it does hit, it hits hard. So if you haven't been hit yet, consider yourself lucky and try to stay ahead of the ball. That's all I can say. So originally my plan was to run 20 highs all the way across, but you know, not having money to do all the things that I wanted to do, even though the $1 per gallon sale was going on, I kind of just sat back and, you know, threw in the towel on the idea and decided to work with what I had. As you can see, it worked out pretty well because there's, you know, 240s, 229s. Those can figure out nicely. The 40 with 220s, this is actually going to be like my personal section, I believe, I want to say. This is where I'm going to breed the guppies. Right now I have the males and females in these 2 separate 10-gallon tanks, but I'm going to move them both over to these 20s, and I am going to select, you know, 2 females to each male at a time, and I'm going to throw them in there and let them do their thing, and then I will put the male back and I will keep the females in there until they drop their babies, and so on and so forth. These will probably be the 10s at the top. They will more than likely be like the specialty fish tanks. Like I got some black coolie loaches circling around in here right now. You can see them going crazy doing their thing. They are cool though. Like I said, the female guppies, they are still spawning from I don't know when. You know, it's a thing I heard that they can actually store the sperm of the male, so not too sure. And these are my guys. They are in there. Hold on, let me try to focus. Come on. Come on. It doesn't, okay, that's a little bit better. But anyway, you guys get the point. Nothing in the 20 highs, nothing in these. That 40 is actually where my geos were, my geophagus cichlids and my ropefish were when they passed. That tank got really out of hand, and when I did a water change, they died maybe like 2 or 3 days later, and I was devastated. I was like, okay, I really need to get my head in the game. Oh no, I'm sorry, I really said that when this tub of goldfish died. You guys, a tub of goldfish. Like, are you kidding me? But at the same time, I found out that it was a certain piece of driftwood that was not doing me any justice, and that thing pretty much started the downhill trickle effect, at the office in the 125 there, and then I brought it home, and then it, you know, killed off my goldfish. So I have no more goldfish, guys, surprisingly. Like, how did that even happen? Probably gonna have to get on the other side to show off these cichlids, or I can just try to turn the ISO down a little bit. Let me go on the other side because I'm getting a mean reflection right now. Okay, so yeah, these guys are lovely. I think I've only lost 2 of them in maybe the past 3 months or so, or however long I've had them. But they're doing great, guys. I actually just scaped this tank out, I think last week. It's been bare bottom, like, for the longest. Not bare bottom, I'm sorry. It hasn't had any rocks or driftwood in it in the longest, and these guys are just not getting over here. And I want to say they definitely love these types of stones. Like, there's already like a little dugout right there, and it's porous, you know. It's kind of, you know, I'll probably end up reconfiguring it later on, because, you know, they're gonna have babies and they want better places to hide. So that's the thing. My battery's about to die. Hold on. All right, y'all, so going back over, this is one of the bluegills that I think my cousin, he caught it out of my coworker's lake behind his house. And unfortunately, you know, I had one bigger than this that my girlfriend caught, but it unfortunately died. I had to transition her one day. I was actually doing a tank swap. I left her in the tub, the 100-gallon tub over here with the goldfish one time too long, as I was doing a tank swap. And, you know, I guess she just, you know, couldn't take it. And she died. Or, you know, she was like actually one of the first ones. So that sucked. But I just put this plant in here as I started this tank maybe a couple of weeks ago, and there's already new growth on it. I don't know if you guys can see those leaves right there in the back compared to the ones over here in towards the front. And there is some wisteria. You guys, I finally got wisteria again. This is a plant I used to have so abundantly, and then it like just magically died off and was almost eradicated from, you know, my ownership. But I got a few other things going on. Plenty of Rotala indica over there, and I got some cryptocurrent free floating right there. I got some Amazon swords free floating right there. Got some more wisteria, and I think that is some Anubias right there. Actually, let me get in front of the light. Shoot. I want to say that's some Anubias. I need to get those things in pots. The pots have been really working out for me. That's why they're in these tanks as well. That wisteria got up out of there some way, somehow. That one is still in there, however. And getting over, this was actually the main body of wisteria that I clipped from. Yeah, you guys, this is the 75-gallon right here. I actually obtained this from one of my dad's buddies. He actually gave it to me. Yeah, the whole ensemble, like the stand, the tank, the canister filter. I know you really can't tell, but yeah, there's a canister filter right there. He had already painted the back, so I thought that was pretty cool. Never saw gold on the back of a tank. And I made it this nice planted community. Look at that Java moss. That thing is massive. Like, look at that. That is actually attached. And I tied that Java fern to the top of that driftwood. And speaking of the driftwood, I cut it out to size. It was actually a tad bit longer, but you guys see I actually had to cut it even right there so it can fit in the tank. But it turned out lovely, because like I said, I mean, I love this giant ball of moss that floats or hangs on the plant right there. This Rotala indica used to sit where the wisteria is sitting, but since that is the most open part, like I was saying, guys, all that bright green on there is new growth. This piece of wisteria actually came from the 40-gallon at the office. The Siamese algae eaters at the office really aren't doing their job compared to the fish. I don't know, it might be the Pristella tetras helping out or something, but that thing is clearing up of algae. It's new growth. I mean, granted, I'm running Aqueon lights, but I run Aqueon lights on all my tanks, so I guess like the fish to light to plant ratio is just perfect, so the point where everything is thriving in here, except for the storage right there. Like, they really haven't been doing anything this entire time, but everything else in here has been taken off. Like, look, there's another piece of Java moss like growing on the wood. I didn't even put that there, but it's somehow attached, and it's eventually going to become a whole nother ball like this one right here. So I think that's pretty cool. Look, my gourami has always been camera shy, but I got you today, buddy. Look at you. Oh man, he looks beautiful. But yeah, got these banjo catfish in here as well. You guys can kind of see why they call them banjo catfish, but yeah, I got some of those. And over here, turn this back down. Over here, you guys remember the 2.5 gallons from the beginning? My buddy Emmanuel, he gave me one more 2.5 gallons, so now it's like a full rack, and I actually might move this 20 long down here and just make another rack of the 2.5s, but that's depending. If I get into the Betta hobby, then cool. You know, if I don't, they'll just be like I said, I might have a Betta 2 or 3 at a time that I might be trying to hold for someone or just keep for myself, because I really couldn't pass up on, you know, walking out the store without purchasing. And up top, I plan on just holding driftwood in here. You guys can see it's just literally driftwood. There's a bristle nose pleco in here somewhere. I actually need to hurry up and get some filtration going on this thing, but we know how hardy those guys are, so you can hold out until I'm done making this video. This is going to be the quarantine section. I got a 29 right here with some snails in it that are still thriving. There's a 10 gallon that I'm going to create and turn into a bare bottom tank. And yeah, you guys, that literally pretty much sums up the fish room. So there you have it. Oh, sorry, the 125. Yeah, the 125 is down here, and you can hear it. That thing is bubbling. I forgot to talk about the one thing that's like running everything now. You guys, I am running an Ilita 200, I believe. I have had this thing for like 2 years. I bought this, I want to say, when I still lived with my grandmother, and I just never used it. I had it sitting aside because I knew just one day I was gonna do it. And you guys, I caught a wild hair one day. It was probably about 3 months ago. I just, you know, decided I was finally gonna put up an air system because the last air pump that I had burnt out on me, and it just stopped working completely. So, or, you know, it was still running, but it was only pumping air to one tank. It was all the valves wide open. So I was like, yeah, that's not right. So I had to go ahead and bust this baby out the box because I had to turn around and put hang-on backs on all the tanks that had fish in them, not all of them, you know. And that was a real inconvenience. So I just told myself that I would finally run an air system. I actually got a drill and put a couple more air valves. For the, you know, I'm probably gonna put a manifold over here the same way I did the cichlids. This is an 8-way, got it off Amazon, real cheap, inexpensive, guys. You can see I kind of just got it rigged up there, going to this 75 and these 5.5 gallon tanks right here. But yeah, I'm gonna do another one of those and empty tank at the bottom. And like I said, if I don't switch up and make another rack of the 2.5 gallons, I'm just gonna turn that into a plant tank to actually hold stuff that I don't want any fish getting to, or I'm trying to like really propagate and maintain. But yeah, guys, that literally pretty much sums up the whole fish room. Like, that's everything, at least in the house. You know, we still got the office. We got some major stuff going on at a studio. My parents, actually, LSMG Studios. We got a whole water wall going up. So, you know, stay tuned for that stuff, man. I know I've always said in the past, I'm gonna do better creating and making these videos, but no, seriously. So that pretty much sums up the fish room update. You guys, like I said, sorry it took so long. I know I always told you guys I was coming back, I was gonna do this, I was gonna do that. Definitely could have shown you guys the process to this, but it's hard when you have to find motivation to do things, and when you finally do, you don't have time or you don't want to put in the effort to set up a camera or to even do anything. There have been multiple times, multiple videos, I can just fly through an entire camera roll of just videos that I never posted in these past 7 months. They were supposed to have been posted, but I never got around to making them or creating them or to finalizing them, or I just didn't feel good about the video because I didn't feel like it was anything worth showing. But new year, not a new me. I'm gonna do better though. So until next time, folks, peace.